This is Desert Coyote 22, bringing you away from your regularly scheduled ranting. And I'm here to bring my thoughts on what has happened over the past 24 hours. In case you don't know, there was a big mass shooting in San Bernardino, California. And where I happen to live is Riverside, California, which is 10 to 15 miles southwest of it. You could get there within 20 to 30 minutes on a good day without traffic. So this mass shooting happened at the Inland Regional Center, which is on the intersection or near the interchange of Interstate 10 and Interstate 215, or the 10 and the 215, as us Southern Californians call it. So I know exactly where this mass shooting happened. I've driven by that location countless times on my way to something. I've even been there maybe once or twice for something, God knows what. The thing about San Bernardino, and my initial thought was, okay, shooting in San Bernardino, this is gang related, because San Bernardino is not the best place to live in. It is not a great city. It is pretty much a ghetto dump. There's a lot of gang violence going on. It's pretty run down, and lots of people have joked about it in the past. Even San Bernardino residents joke about how bad it is in San Bernardino compared to the outside communities like Redlands or Highland, which are a lot nicer and a lot more better looking than the rundown San Bernardino. Um, this nature of this is going to be unplanned and unscripted, so I may repeat myself, I may ramble, so just bear with me. So that was my first reaction. And then the next part is, okay, maybe this mass shooting, it was a disgruntled employee, because, maybe that could have been the motive. Something going on with a former employee. And sure enough, when the investigations happened, I was right. It was an employee of that area. But then I find out that the perpetrators were a husband and wife who left behind a 6-month-old daughter. They literally dropped their daughter off to a relative, and after dropping their daughter off, they went and blasted, and killed 14 people and injured 21 more. People that probably didn't do anything to these people. They were probably very innocent. From what I was told, it was a company Christmas party that was going on. So, you go there expecting to have a good time. It's the end of the year. It's a time to wind down. And people decide to shoot at you. That is so tragic, and it is so sad. And, your heart goes out to these people because, they're residences of the Inland Empire. They're normal people. They're just doing their jobs like everyone else. And unfortunately, life ended too soon for 14 of these people. And it's, so of course it breaks everybody's hearts, especially those that live out in the Inland Empire and the surrounding communities. And you would think that, mass shootings like this, you wouldn't think it happens so close to home. I mean, yeah, some mass shootings, especially at schools, have happened in suburbs. But you can't. But you would think that big mass shootings, they'll happen somewhere in an L.A. suburb, not an Inland Empire suburb, nothing like that. So, but then you find out that these two shooters were Muslim, and instantly some people are thinking, "Oh no, is it a terrorist attack?" Even the government at the moment, in the wake of this investigation, is like, well, we're not ruling out terrorism, but we don't know what their motive was. This one, I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, so bear with me. Syed Rizwan Farouk was a health inspector for San Bernardino County Department of Public Health, was reportedly in attendance at the department's holiday party at the Inland Regional Center, a nonprofit facility serving people with developmental disabilities. So there happened to be 100 people there, and it's been said that coworkers reported he had been quiet during early parts of the event. No, they noticed he left the party abruptly, leaving his coat before a group photo was taken. And there are some reports that people argued with him or whatever. And people said that he left the party because he was angry. And then, of course, later on, two perpetrators wearing ski masks. They're wearing ski masks, they're wearing body armor, and they're armed to the teeth with assault rifle, military grade, and with bombs and grenades. These people came in there expecting a firefight. They wanted to kill. That was their whole purpose in this thing. It wasn't gang related. They just went in there because they wanted to kill people, which is absolutely sick. It doesn't matter if it's the Columbine shooters, the West Virginia University, the Sandy Hook Elementary. These guys just came in to kill. They just decided, it's okay to kill today. That's how sick these people got. It had nothing to do with the fact that they're Muslim. Of course, you're going to have the people that are going to say, oh, it was Muslim terror. It's a result of the growing Muslim problem in this country. I don't think we need to be afraid of Muslims. I don't. I don't think you need to be afraid of offending Muslims. I don't. Because it's very hypocritical that you can badmouth Christianity all you want. You can say, all this stuff to badmouth Christianity and make fun of it. You can say all this stuff about Judaism, make fun of it all you want. You can make fun of Hindus all you want. You can make fun of Buddhists all you want. You can even make fun of atheists and agnostics all you want. No matter what, you can make fun of anybody because of their religion, but you can't make fun of Muslims because you don't want to piss them off. You don't want to offend them. Because then, you have some of them, a small group that are just, they'll cry murder out of it. I personally don't think you need to live in fear. Sure, we have, Syrian refugees coming, but America is a melting pot. We have religions and, groups of beliefs coming from everywhere. And that doesn't necessarily mean that a bunch of people, are going to say, oh, we must come in to kill. That's my opinion on it. And you could disagree with me. You can show me why I need to be afraid of them. I personally don't. And I'll get to why, in a little bit. But, of course, then the other part of this is I personally love, our fucking president, with the Democratic agenda for gun control. What's the first thing he says? Oh, there's some steps we could take, not to eliminate every one of these mass shootings, but to improve the odds that they don't happen as frequency. Common sense gun safety laws. Stronger background checks. We must have more gun control. Hillary Clinton, we must have more gun control. Gun control doesn't fucking work. Fucking sake. We live in California. I live in California. One of the most strictest gun control states in the country. And people are still acquiring military-grade firearms, without any, supervision. There's no documentation of it, but they're acquiring it because of God knows how. And they're using it to open fire on people. How do people think, oh, we need to just confiscate guns from people. We need to take away guns from people. No, you don't. Because there's lots of people who are law-abiding citizens that only have guns for their protection, not because they want to go out and go on a murder spree. And I'll tell you what, if these two people went out in Texas, where everyone has a gun, your florist has a gun in Texas, they tried to do that in a public place in Texas, they would get gunned down before the police even got there. That's how pussified of a state we are. I mean, we're in a state that has a lot of gang violence and a lot of other crap going on, but nope, gotta control guns. I'm okay with background checks, obviously. Yeah, you don't want to give a gun to, a person that is medically unstable. I get that. But, think of in terms of high schools, think of how many students might be saved, if, their security guard has a gun because somebody wants to go in high school and start shooting. Well, now, because there's people in the school with guns, Guards with the guns, hey, you can gun the guy down, or you can basically shed a message like, oh, you want to try to shoot kids? Well, you're going to get shot. Especially in public utilities places and in government places. There need to be guns in the safe. I'm sorry. I am not one of those people who says we need tighter gun control laws. We live in tighter gun control laws. You see, are they working? Nope. They're not. So with all this crap happening, you have our government saying, oh, we have ISIS contained. Yeah, that's why they blew up Paris. Yeah, you have all of this crap going on, but do we need to be living in fear of offending? And we need to change our lifestyle because we don't want to offend people. No. We need to live our lives the way we need to live. The only way to really show these dirtbags that we will not bow into their demands and we will not follow the laws that they want us to follow, we need to live our lives. Continue living the way you need to live. Go to sporting events. Go to rock concerts. Go to, public places. Live your life the way you're supposed to live. Show that you're not afraid. Show that you're unfazed by the actions of a select few. You can't, I'm sorry. You cannot bow into the demands of such a minority group of people. Most Muslims are not killers. They are peace-loving people that just want to live their lives, want to take care of families. They want to raise kids. They want to do their jobs. Most of them don't want to kill. The only reason why, as of late, we've had all these killings is because, there's a small group of extremists who think what they're doing is the way the Quran is interpreted. So it is just, it's a tragedy, and it is, unfortunately, I don't like that this tragedy is going to be part of some political agenda, which I don't agree with. How about we just, we can remember the people that died. We can have our moments of silence for them. But we can't make these dirtbags that went in there and opened fire famous. We can't. We can't give them any more attention. We can't show that, it's better to be famous as a killer than it is to be famous for doing something worth mentioning, for humanity. So it's not going to be a pleasant time. You can only hope that more of these don't happen. Maybe, whoever they elect in office might, have a better common sense about what's going on, versus the ways a lot of officials now seem to want things to go. To me, they're crazy. They're enforcing all of this. They're saying, oh, this works, this works, this works. But shit keeps happening, but they're expecting different results. The different results are not happening, so maybe your ideas don't work in the first place. I'm Desert Coyote 22. That's all I got to say about that. If you agree with what I'm saying, please comment below. If you disagree, tell me why you disagree. Hold a moment of silence for the fallen victims. Keep them in your prayers. Keep their families in your prayers. Keep a thought for them. I'm Desert Coyote 22, and thanks for watching.